All right, phase 2, light side, GOTB. I'm actually going to put ships in here this time. I'm using Biggs with otherwise Negotiator, Galactic Republic. Most of the time, it'll actually keep you in the game long enough to actually win. So we could be in for a second wave of Corona. It appears as though a lot of the southern, midwestern, and even some of the west coast states are experiencing large numbers of new infections. Most of the people are young and are not gravely ill, mostly because they are young, but they are sick. Numbers are, granted there's more testing, so there was always going to be more positives, but it very distinctly looks like an increase in numbers. Apparently, and this has happened here in New York too, a lot of people are opening up despite the fact that their respective businesses are not sanctioned to be opened up by whatever phase the city, county, state is in. And then apparently in certain places where places have opened up or reopened legally, people aren't social distancing or wearing masks. So no surprise that the numbers are ticking up. Interestingly, like I said, most people that are getting sick are younger. The older population are taking it seriously because they know they're at risk. So young people seem to be being a little bit cavalier and getting themselves sick. Look, even if you're fairly healthy, or you think you're healthy, but you don't go to a doctor regularly, or maybe even if you do go to a doctor regularly, you don't necessarily know if you have or do not have any kind of an underlying condition. Sure, most people, under the age of 35 are generally healthy enough that they'll be okay with corona, but why risk it? Why risk it? Why risk infecting someone else who may be at risk? And why, even if you're, a shut-in like me, why would you want to get sick, even if you're going to be fine? Like, I just don't get it. Wear a fucking mask, man. Because if we do have a big second wave, that is really going to slow down the economic recovery. Certain places in South Georgia on the border with Florida have closed again of their own volition, in fairness, but they have been forced to basically close again because members of their staffs have tested positive for corona. So they had to shut down, get a company to come in, sterilize the whole place, and then they have to wait at least 2 weeks to see if any other staff members get sick or test positive. Like, just fucking it's short-term loss for a long-term gain. The short-term loss being you're inconvenienced by having to social distance and wear a mask for a little bit longer. Long-term gain is we don't have as big of a second wave of corona as we might very well be headed to, given the uptick in cases. So people need to stop being selfish, and they need to stop thinking that they're fucking Superman or Superwoman, and just fucking suck it up and wear a fucking mask. Like, this isn't about your vanity. Or, you thinking you're superhuman. Oh, I didn't get corona yet. I won't get it. Like, no, you're an idiot. Just fucking wear masks. It's amazing that certain states haven't made it a legal requirement for everyone to wear masks outside of their living place, their place of wherever they live, whether it's a house or apartment building or whatever the case is. Any, so to speak, public place, you should be wearing a mask. You're in the grocery store, you should wear a mask. You're in any store, you should wear a mask. You're in an elevator, you should wear a mask. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, these things don't just go away. I really don't get it. I really just don't get how people are so stupid and or selfish. I really don't. Yeah, so the economy is going to take that much longer to get restarted because people are being fucking idiots. So we can all thank them. Are we better prepared for it this time around? Yes, absolutely. 100% better prepared than we were, almost 4 months ago. But that doesn't mean we should be reckless and cavalier about our health, other people's health. Like, come on. I get it. I'm going fucking stir crazy. I got fucking cabin fever being in my apartment basically since mid-March. Obviously, I go to the grocery store, go to Duane Reade, Walgreens, go get smokes, whatever. I've been doing stuff at my dad's apartment, trying to get it ready to list and put on the market. But I got Purell in my pocket no matter where I go. I got my mask. Sure, I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm not going to wear my mask while I'm smoking a cigarette. But I'm also not going to be on top of somebody else. So, just be smart. If you touch something, if you touch a doorknob, you touch a handle, you touch a glass, you touch a stool, a chair, a door, elevator button, just be aware of that. You don't have to wash your hands or Purell your hands immediately, though it wouldn't really hurt to do it. But just be aware of that. Don't touch something else. Don't cross-contaminate either your face or anything else, your wallet, your phone, another door handle. Just have a fucking brain. Have a fucking brain. I really don't understand it. I do not understand it. So, some of it is honestly karmic justice, really. If you're going to be reckless and cavalier and you think you're superhuman and you're getting sick because you've been reckless and cavalier, well, you know what? That's your own fucking fault, and I kind of don't feel bad for you. The only problem is that you could get somebody else sick, like I've said. So don't be a jackass. And I guarantee you, it's like 99% like men that are, under the age of 35. I guarantee you, because men are idiots, myself included. We're fucking stupid. So, it's not going to be our extinction event, I don't think. But at the same time, we don't have to be morons, and we can try and be compliant, and just, it'll be over sooner the more compliant we all are collectively. Yeah, do you really want to wait until a vaccine comes to feel safe? If people are smart about it, we can keep it controlled. But if people are stupid, then it's going to be hard to control again. So I don't get it, man. Yeah, and it's not even just people's illnesses that are at risk here. And that's a huge part of it. That's 99% of it for sure, is everybody's health. But if more people are sick, get sick, continue to get sick, it's going to slow down the economy. People aren't going to go back to work. People aren't going to spend their money. And then we're going to be in even worse shape than we currently are in terms of the economy. I mean, fiscal stimulus is great from the Treasury, from the Federal Reserve. Like, that's great, but it's not a cure-all. The cure-all is the cure, and that's not coming for at least another probably 5 months, at least at the absolute earliest. Under normal circumstances, we wouldn't see a vaccination for this disease or vaccine for several years. So the fact that we might have a vaccine as soon as November is nothing short of a miracle of, well, the partnership between government and science and pharmaceutical companies. And that's not a guarantee. So, you want people to continue to get sick and die between now and at the earliest November? Keep being reckless. Keep being fucking cavalier, thinking you can, oh, I won't get sick. I won't get sick. Even if I do get sick, I'll be fine. That's like, don't you understand how fucking selfish that is? Honestly. Just because, you don't have a diagnosed underlying condition doesn't mean you don't necessarily have one or you aren't at risk. People that are overweight, even if they're not diabetic, they're at risk for this. People that have poor circulation, whether because you're a smoker or, again, you're overweight, blood pressure, even if it's not diagnosed or if it's not necessarily at a level where you require medication, you're at risk. It's as much as it affects the respiratory system, it is apparently largely a circulatory system disease. So, yeah, it's not just one thing. It's not just, it's not just the obstructive pulmonary issues. There's a lot more going on than just your lungs or your inability to breathe. You should Google it. I saw it the other day. It was a picture of a COVID patient's lung. I think it was a young woman, like late 20s, early 30s or something like that. It was a young woman that had to have a dual lung replacement. Google it right now as you're listening to me rant and rave and watching this video. Google it. It's a young woman, late 20s, early 30s, had to have a double lung transplant. Double lung transplant. And when you Google it, you'll see what her COVID lung looked like and the reason why she had to have lung transplants. And honestly, it looks like lung cancer. In fact, it looks worse than lung cancer, quite honestly. And lung cancer is not good. Anyone that has watched someone die from lung cancer knows how painful and miserable it is for that person and for people around them, says the pack-a-day smoker. But this woman's lung looked cancerous. Now, COVID is not a cancer. It is a virus. It is not a cancer, but it turned an otherwise healthy person's lungs into what looked like cancer-ridden lungs. Not salvageable. And now, maybe she wasn't on remdesivir, maybe she wasn't on the corticosteroid for either early or late-term COVID. Maybe she wasn't. I don't know her full story. Maybe she didn't even go to a hospital. She thought she could beat it. Maybe she's one of those people. Irrelevant. Look and see what this virus can do to an otherwise healthy human. And maybe it might scare you straight, or at least scare you to a point where you're not going to be a fucking idiot and take care of yourself and others and try to limit the continued spread of this virus by following the rules: social distancing, PPE, a mask. I wouldn't necessarily recommend gloves, because if you touch you have gloves on, you touch something, God forbid, there's COVID there, you transfer the COVID to your glove, and then you use your glove to touch your phone. It's kind of counterproductive. Just, carry some Purell. Wash your hands with soap and water. Don't touch your face. I touch my face all the time. I got a beard. So, I always carry Purell. If I touch something, as soon as I touch the door handle, I Purell my hand. As soon as I get my credit card back from the shopkeep, whatever, I Purell my hand. Sometimes I even Purell the card, honestly. Is that a little OCD? Yeah, I'll grant that. But I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get COVID, not know I have COVID, and then give it to somebody else. So, just do your part. It's really not that much of an inconvenience. The inconvenience will really come in if you get yourself or someone close to you sick, and you're going to feel like a shitbag. And you will be a shitbag because you could have avoided it. It's not like anyone's going around coughing in each other's faces. So, just be careful. Anyway, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is coming out within the next 15 hours, I think. So I will, of course, be ready to go as soon as the event opens up, and hopefully I will have my Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker relatively soon. I will release the event video well before any testing I do, because I want, to the extent that my event video will help anyone, I very much want that to be out before I worry about testing with Jedi Luke, because, that shit you can watch anytime. I want to the extent that I can help anyone get Jedi Knight Luke faster, I want to do that. So I will be doing that. No other content creator has asked me to collaborate as of yet with regard to Jedi Luke Skywalker. I don't anticipate that anyone will, because I actually think that most people will be able to unlock Jedi Knight Luke with minimal wailing on the requirement tunes, as I have said ad nauseum. But if someone asks, I won't say no. I mean, it's just Ian and Clash and I were joking around that we should do a 3-way collab. We might do that, honestly. We might do that, honestly. And I might actually go on RSG this weekend on Saturday, because I don't think I'll be working on my dad's apartment this weekend. So I'll be there too. So tune in to RSG Saturday morning. It's Jedi Academy. I think it starts at 10 Eastern. It's probably been a month since I've been on, because I've been working on my dad's apartment. So make sure you catch us there. Hopefully I'll be there. Take Corona seriously, because it is fucking serious. I really don't know why some people think that it's not a big deal. And honestly, I thought that the protests were going to be a source for an uptick in cases. But, in fairness, a lot of jurisdictions are not asking if these COVID patients had participated in protests. I can see why they might not want to ask that question. But from what I saw firsthand, here in New York City anyway, almost every single protester I saw wore a mask. And that's really all you can ask from someone. Even the angry ones, and admittedly, they had reason to be angry, have reason to be angry. Even the angry ones still followed the rule, which was wear a mask if you're in a public place, protest peacefully. Yeah, so, for the most part, here in New York City, everyone was professional. Sure, there were exceptions, but a lot of the exceptions actually weren't even native New Yorkers. They came from elsewhere. Because although New Yorkers are a very angry, cranky lot, most of us don't want to shit on the city in which we live. Again, not everyone, but certainly most. So, if angry protesters can wear PPE and wear face masks, then I don't know why anyone has any real reason why they can't. Whether you agree with the protests or not, that is irrelevant. Point is, even in the heat of everything that was going on, has been going on, they remembered to wear their masks. Yeah. So, I just, I don't see why people can't just fucking wear masks, really. So, hopefully, the upticks in numbers in, honestly, at least a dozen states will chill the fuck out. We always assumed there was going to be an uptick once reopenings started, but I think it is a little higher than people are comfortable with, myself included. All right, so everyone take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow for Jedi Knight Luke.